Basketball was Brigid Barrett's forte, and her ability helped COD and head coach Earl Reed's program to the top in the NJCAA. A two-year starter and captain, she helped her team to number one rankings throughout her 2 seasons and led the Shaps to a national championship in 2002, their second in program history. She was the tourney MVP along with an All-American that year. A multiple All-N4C and Region 4 player, the Shaps won 51 games in her 2 seasons.
It is an honor to introduce Brigid Barrett as she is being inducted into the 2024 Hall of Fame class at the College of DuPage. Brigid was an outstanding athlete in conjunction with just being an outstanding person for 2 years. The 2 years I coached her, and it was indeed an honor to have her as part of that team as part of the team for 2 years. That team that Brigid played on amassed a record of 51-7, and so we had a lot of success with her as the starting point guard. You know, it's interesting how Brigid actually came to the College of DuPage. Just a real quick story. I remember her mom getting in contact with me, and her mom and dad getting in contact with me, and basically they were asking me to make an assessment on Brigid and when she was in high school, because they were trying to determine, you know, which level she could play at. And she had a nice high school career as well. And I think there were some lower level Division I schools that were interested in her, some Division II schools, and they just really didn't, know the process. And so, I was sent the video. I assessed the video and I said, yeah, she's talented. She's a little small for a point guard, but she defends really well. She handles the ball really well. And she has, an attitude about her. Good point guards have this attitude of confidence about running as they, run the team. I'll use that term. And, she had all of that. And about the second or third time I got in contact with her parents, they said, well, what about your school? What about College of DuPage? Now, during this process, I had no idea that was even going to be an opportunity for College of DuPage to recruit Brigid. And so long story short, her dad and her flew out. We met, not only viewed the campus, but also viewed the area. And they decided that, Brigid would come to College of DuPage. And so that's how our relationship started. Very solid person. I mean, off the court, very good student, very attention to detail. Never had any problems with Brigid. She had that personality, and she still has that personality today, that she just always wanted to help people, and she was very approachable. Her teammates really liked her. And then on the court, you had this tenacious point guard who could just disrupt people defensively, really had an opportunity to run the show, our system of play. We like to get up and down the floor, and defensively, we really like to get after people. And she did a really good job of that. And then her sophomore year, we put in our system of plays where we could isolate her. And she had a great knack of they use the term getting downhill, I'll say, or getting to the basket. And she did that really well and really developed her outside game as well. So both on the court and off the court, just a model citizen, outstanding athlete. And it was just a joy to coach her. It really was. As we had mentioned earlier, in the 2 years that Brigid started as our point guard, that team was 51-7. So we had a lot of success over those 2 years. She was all conference, N4C and Region 4 I think maybe both years. And in her sophomore year, she was the conference and region for most valuable player. I like to say most outstanding player because all of my players are valuable, but she was the most valuable player. And then she was second team All-American in that 2002 when that team won the national championship. And I just remembered her during games. I mean, as I'm just trying now to reflect during that time, it was really a special year. As a coach, sometimes when you have teams, and I've had a couple that experience success, and I'm using this in the terms of winning. You don't have to coach quite as hard. Now, my demeanor was pretty demanding. But I honestly have to say, that year was a pretty, I would say easy, but, when we went in and put our system in, when we put the system of play in, and when we were preparing against other teams, I really felt that, we were solid going into each game that we played that year. And a lot of that had to do with Brigid being the point guard and really kind of organizing, orchestrating, our offense and defense. So it was easy. I felt very confident going into the games. Both Beth and I reference Beth because Beth was like the associate head coach of that team, and we always felt pretty comfortable with our schemes and how we were going to play against other teams. I was really blessed to have a team that had maturity, and I'm talking about her sophomore year, the year that we won the national championship, and kind of understood, what we needed to do in every game, and that was just a blessing to to have that kind of a team and to have Brigid as the point guard. With Brigid being inducted into the College of DuPage Hall of Fame, if you look back at her track record, what she did academically at College of DuPage, the type of person that she still is and was at that time, and then all of the awards that she was able to accomplish, as a player. I think this is really kind of a no-brainer that she is being inducted into the College of DuPage Hall of Fame, and it is indeed an honor for me as her basketball coach and now as a very good friend that she is, receiving this award, and I am just pleased to be a part of this life and a part of this accomplishment for Brigid.
Brigid Barrett shined as a 2-year starter and team captain at point guard for fellow Hall of Famer Earl Reed's teams. She completed her career at the top of the NJCAA by helping COD win the 2002 championship and earning tournament MVP honors. The Jacksonville, Florida native was a 2-time All-N4C and Region 4 selection, along with earning conference and region MVP honors her sophomore season, and received second-team All-American honors. Her teams were ranked number 1 throughout both seasons and totaled a 51-7 overall record.
First of all, I want to say thank you. It's a blessing and an honor to be here. When Coach V called me and told me about the induction, I thought 2 things. 1, is she talking to the correct Brigid Barrett? And 2, did my dad bribe Coach Reed? Because they still do talk. I do want to say thank you to Coach Reed and Coach Mitchell. They molded me, shaped me, and made me the person that I am today. They supported me no matter what, and to be honest, I've called Coach Reed a couple times, or at least sent him messages when I was going through hard things, and he's always been there. Coach Mitchell was always the calm one on the field or on the court. When Coach Reed would get angry, Coach Mitchell was the one that knew how to handle all the women. And thank God she was there, because there were days I don't think he could handle any of us. My fondest memories, though, with COD was when we won the national championship. It was, to be honest, my last game of my career. I did have a basketball scholarship, and I made some mistakes and lost it. And, you know, it is part of life, but don't think it has not beaten me up for these last 20 years, because it has. The worst part was telling my dad. My dad took me to all my games when I was a kid. We would drive from Jacksonville to Orlando every weekend, 2 hours there, 2 hours back. And when I called him and told him I lost that scholarship, to hear the disappointment was the hardest thing I've ever done. And it still kills me. But the best part is, no matter what, my dad and mom have always supported me. They've never given up on me, and every choice that I've made, they've always been there. And it's been the best thing, because even though I did lose my scholarship, I grew as a person and as a human. I learned to, well, one, I ran a couple of marathons, which no one is really proud of, but it's kind of exciting. I volunteered in Peru for a whole month, working with children who are sick, and they played jokes on me. I barely knew any Spanish, and these little kids are telling me what to do, and I didn't know what they were saying, but it was a blessing that I've had. And from there, I went to Habitat for Humanity, and now I help build houses and lead a women's build. None of the women listen to me, so it's okay, but it's like I'm back at home, you know? There was something else I was going to say, and I totally forgot. So after I lost everything, I did get to grow. Now I'm still at Habitat, and I'm learning how to help others. I help others by giving them a house and working with them and showing them things that they may not know, how to install a door, how to fix a bifold, painting, caulking. It's something that is a real blessing, because I get to give back to the community. My dad cannot be here tonight. He can't travel like he used to, and it's really sad, because my mom is here, and she has been there for me 100%, but my dad is the most. I wanted him to be here because he has been through everything with me. And no matter what, when I did lose it, he still supported me. He still loves me. And I just wanted him to be here for this honor, because he's been texting me and calling me ever since we got here. Will not leave me alone. But lastly, since Coach V has called me, I have gotten the opportunity to coach basketball. I'm coaching 5, 6, 7-year-olds at the PAL League. None of them listen to me, too. It's like, you know, but I enjoy it so much. And I do believe this is a blessing. I do believe that good things are going to come my way, and that eventually I will get into basketball. So despite everything that I've been through, the ups and downs, I still feel blessed. I'm very thankful, and this is such an honor to me. I can't even tell you, like, it has lifted my spirits since Coach V did call me. So I want to say thank you guys for all that you've done for me, for shaping me, for showing me everything, and for believing in me. I know my speech is in 5 to 8 minutes, but I tried, okay, guys? Thank you guys, and I appreciate it.